And the enemy will try to, you know, put thoughts into your mind, or the enemy will try to, really, kind of derail you, or try to get you to, revert back to the, to the way it is. Or maybe it's you doing it to yourself. Hey, man, look, I mean, right, like I said, we're fallen people, you know. So I just wanted to make that video and say that, like, perception is, it doesn't mean you have to be fake. Like I said, if you're going to perceive something, you know, make sure it's done based on facts. And if you don't have the facts of the situation, I'm not talking about your version or his version or her version. I'm talking about the real deal version. Do you know why this person hurt you? Because in my situation with parental alienation, I don't know where this lady's coming from. I treat her like a pot of gold. I'd never, ever lift a finger to hurt my daughter. You know? I mean, really. Do you have me on camcorder doing anything? I say camcorder because it's like, we're talking like, dude, we're talking 1999. These little camera phones did not exist. Facebook, that did not exist. Anything like that. Camcorder, I mean, like, there's no proof of anything. I mean, really, it's just, at that point, it's just a bunch of words. Anybody can make a police statement or anything. Like, you need proof of the person doing something. Unless you got proof in a video of that person doing something, not a tape recorder but a video, then you can't really say too much at all, because at that point, you can really fake anything. You could fake court documents, you could fake medical records, you could fake whatever you want to fake, man. You can make them, you could fake them and bake them and make them look and taste and feel really, really good and convincing. I mean, really. I mean, men. You can change men into women, women into men. We can Photoshop our pictures online, and you mean to tell me that you can't make fake documents? I mean, come on, man. Not to mention, you can walk into a police station and say whatever you want to. Really, I can walk into the police station right now and say Vanilla Ice broke my jaw. They'd be like, Vanilla Ice, really? Well, yeah. And if I'm convincing enough, they'll have to take it. It's their job, dude. So that's my point. My point is, I just say Vanilla Ice because, I don't know, why not? I'm not really a Vanilla Ice fan. I'm just, I'm not even that old. I mean, really. But my point is, you can walk into the police station and say whatever you want to, as far as that goes. So, I mean, you can't really go by what people say is what I'm trying to say. And to add on to that is, you can't really go by what you think either. Because, unless the situation is a slam dunk situation, like I said, with my certain situation, I treated that woman great. I treated her great. Like I literally sat back and I said, did I do anything wrong to that woman? I can't think of anything that I've done that would, like, to do something like this to somebody who's just like straight up uncalled for, man. I mean, really, I treated that woman great. I really did. So if you have a situation like that where you just look back on things and you're just like, I can't see anything. Like, assess the situation, honestly. Be honest about it. Like, did you, really? And if you can't find anything, don't be biased. Don't go into the whole thing with blinders on. Did you do it? Did you do something to, look, I'm not saying that this person that hurts you has any reason or right to hurt you or anybody else. Their actions, regardless, are off the hook and uncalled for. God sees it. Restitution is already done. As soon as somebody hurts you, boom. You don't have to worry about getting, it's already done. It's not an if, it's just a matter of time and when. Really. Kind of like the inheritance thing that I used yesterday. The inheritance. You know, you're eating raviolis and spaghettios now because you're young and you just moved out of your house. And you're thinking to yourself, well, you know, I'm sitting here like eating this stuff, but I need real food. You know, I need steak and I need stuff like that. Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm sitting here, struggling is what I'm trying to say in an American way. I mean, literally. I mean, if you're eating SpaghettiOs and raviolis every day, well, count your blessings, because there's people out here eating, you know, poisonous fish and mud pies for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So enjoy your raviolis, but whatever. I'm just saying. My point is you know down the line it'll get better than what it is now, because you have that inheritance. It's the same thing with forgiveness. God sees everything. You will get your restitution. Your inheritance is out there. It's in the bank. You just haven't received it yet. That's my point on that. But what I'm trying to talk about here is perception is everything. If the person had no reason or no right, legitimately, if you've really honestly assessed the situation, and they really had no right to hurt you, it was just a random act of selfishness or narcissism or whatever, don't even try to figure it out, because at that point you probably never will. Just pray for the person. Pray for the person, and just pray for the person. I'm trying to think. So I guess that's all I really have to say. I'm kind of just babbling on. But, perception is everything. I just want to say that God has a plan. God has a plan, especially if you belong to him, if he's your child, everything will work out. Trust me, it's 100%. It's 100%. I mean, if you're still part of the world, well, really, at that point, maybe it will work out. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say it won't work out. There's, out there in the world, things, come full circle every day for a lot of people. So I'm not going to sit here and say, if you don't belong to God, then you're just out of luck, because that's a lie. But what I am saying is that if you belong to God, you don't even have to second guess it. That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. That's all I really have to say. So just, just really assess the situation and be honest about it. I mean, my specific situation, I could sit here and just focus in on the offense. The woman, did what she did. But you know what? Do I know why she did it? I really don't. I don't. I've asked that question a million times. Is it something I did or whatever? I really don't know. I mean, I know I tried reasoning with the woman, and she just, in court, she just kept on running away from me. She didn't want to be around me. She couldn't look me in the eyes. She couldn't even talk about the situation. The only thing she ever had for me was, you know why. And she was real angry. Like, literally, her face turned, like, white, man. She's not that colorful to begin with, as far as, like, I mean, like, she doesn't have really, she's a white person. She has a white complexion, but she went from being what she normally was to just whiter. Like, she got pale, dude. And her face just kind of, like, if bitter had a definition, then that was it. I don't know what on earth I did to that woman. I really don't. I promise you, I assure you, I really don't. I would love to sit down with her, not as somebody who would ever try to, like, because I can't trust her. But if I hurt her, I didn't hurt her. I don't know why why. I just don't. And I really tried to get to the bottom of things, like, not in a real personal way, because we were in a court waiting room. But she couldn't give me a straight reason why she was doing what she was doing. The only thing she ever had for me was, you know why. That doesn't answer anything. No, I don't know why, because if I knew why, I wouldn't be here. And like, there's just never ever been any kind of real answer from a judge or a lawyer or anything. So whatever, eventually I just kind of said, okay, well, I mean, obviously there's no real straight answer, because if there was, then somebody would have came out and said something. I've asked enough questions, I've asked enough people, nobody really wants to give me a straight answer, so whatever. There must not be an answer, right? I mean, really. I was all, I mean, really, but I just wanted to know, you know, you know, I really hope to one day sit down with with her and say, hey, look, you know, I don't hate you. I just don't like what you did. Like, we're parents. That, she's my child too. And not that we have ownership over her. She's her own person, but I'm her father, the only one she has. And let's obviously the girl's 18 years old, so I mean co-parenting is just kind of like kind of basically running dry. But at that point, we don't have to. I mean, I never ever I can never trust her. But I don't hate the woman. She's just malicious. She's just, and she doesn't even have a straight answer. And I was just trying to reason with the lady. That's all I was trying to do. I was being respectful. I was being honest. I was being upfront. I wasn't being loud. I wasn't being, now, towards the end, I got a little irritated, and I did say something with a louder tone of voice. But I assure you, it was nothing out of control or anything. I mean, I went through a lot. The woman put me through a lot, soaked me for a lot of money. I lost my house. I had to move back in with my mom. But whatever. My point is, it doesn't even matter, because God has a plan for that. At the point in time, I didn't even realize. I just said, man, my things are going bad to worse. Like, my house is the only really real thing I have. But now, I'm starting to see the pieces of the puzzle kind of forming a picture. Whereas before, the puzzles were just all, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, when you're looking at a puzzle that's incomplete, well, it's just a mess. You have to put it together. As time goes by, I'm starting to see the picture. I'm not going to sit here and just, I'm not going to get into it. But I see why I lost my place. I see kind of sort of where it's going, at least in the general vicinity. I know enough to know that God has a plan for me. I'm no dummy. At the point in time, I didn't see it. At the point in time, I just thought, like, wow, dude, another black eye. It just doesn't end. What are you going to do? So I accepted it. I moved back in here, whatever. What are you going to do? But I know God has a plan. That's my point. Through the pain and the suffering, you're gonna probably have to go 12 rounds a few times. You're gonna have to walk to your corner and have your trainer put ice on you and sew up your stitches or whatever, and then get back in there and duke it out for another few rounds. It's probably not gonna come easy, but there's a plan. There's a plan. To your pain and your suffering, just know that there's a plan. That's all I'm saying. And as far as the mother of my kid, I just really hope that I get to sit down with this woman one day and say, hey, look, I mean, I just didn't do anything to her. I just didn't, to where somebody would be that angry and that bitter, and somebody would just, and that's what she was, man. The way she looked at me was just like, she wasn't even looking at me though. She couldn't even make eye contact. She was over here, she was over there, she was down looking at like my lap or like my stomach area. Like, she couldn't even make contact with me. She just, like, at one point she stood up, and I asked her a question. I don't know what it was. I just, like, why are you doing this? Why are you preventing me from being a father to our child? I just want to know. Like, that's how I was talking to her. Real, curious, but real nice and considerate. And I wasn't swearing or being belligerent. I mean, there's a lot of guys in that waiting room that, if, probably would have been a whole lot more hostile about the situation. I'm not even about that. I just want facts, man. I'm not even trying to get angry or nothing. I just wanted to know where she was coming from because I couldn't pinpoint it even after all those years. And she didn't give me anything